because like I just want to talk about gaming because like I'm a gamer and like this is something that's like I think a crucial part of my life. So like yeah, so like we'll just keep it simple because like I want to say like first I'm a really specific type of gamer because like ever since I was a kid like I've never been an FPS gamer for like FPS for me just kills the for me somehow I don't know how, but it somehow just kills the immersion. So like I've always been like I only play like third person games. So like it's always been like that. Like even when my homies were getting into like Call of Duty and like Battlefield and like Halo, I've always kept it third person. But so like for me like growing up my favorite games were like Hitman, Splinter Cell, Assassin's Creed. Like these are the games I grew up with. So like even now when I see like the modern gaming industry, like just for example Assassin's Creed, like the latest Assassin's Creed, it's Shadows. I saw that like I haven't played like an Assassin's Creed game since Black Flag because like all like since I remember seeing Origins and thinking like this looks cool, but this isn't Assassin's Creed. Like ever since then, like I haven't taken this franchise really seriously. Like they almost had me back with Mirage, but like it just felt Mirage was kind of like basic. That's all I can say. And Shadows is just like it still feels like Odyssey, like and Valhalla. Like it feels like they've taken a different perspective to the story. Like for me, I would have loved if Assassin's Creed went into the direction of like Hitman, where like you see these new Hitman games and like they're super interesting. Like you're just given a mission, then you're allowed to free roam and you do everything you're supposed to do. I like feel like that's the direction Assassin's Creed should have taken, where like the missions become more open ended, but like you can throw in story elements at the end. Like that's it. I feel like that shouldn't be so hard, especially with how good like when I look at Shadows, like Shadows is such a good game, like visually, but it's not. I don't think it's an Assassin's Creed game. It doesn't feel like an Assassin's Creed game. Like all the politics aside, all the social politics aside, I'm like this this it just doesn't feel to me like an Assassin's Creed game, and that's how like I kind of feel like more the modern gaming industry is going. It's like the the quality of the game, like like I feel like most games these days are visually stunning, like with the Unreal Engine and like the other engines that are out there. Like I feel like games are looking. It's like we like how I think how Asmongold says like we've reached like a plateau in like the graphics, like how games look. Like I feel like that's true because like most games these days are like if you're looking for a realistic look, your game will look realistic because like that's I think that's the standard of gaming where we're at. But I feel like gameplay wise, like that element of a game being just fun, like being needlessly fun. Because like you see, for me as an African, buying a game, because like we don't have disposable income the way white people do. Like it's just a fact. So like for us, our level of indulgence has never been like towards like hobbies. Like you'll see like African culture is I don't want to get into it right now, but like it's so stiff. So like people aren't allowed to to like really indulge into like things like their hobbies and things like that. So like even like the way Africans think, it's so narrow-minded. But like you see, for Western culture, like you're allowed to like delve into your hobbies and things like that. That's why like feel like games, like you see, like the gaming industry is so big in the West, like, and still Africa for Africans, like we're still so far. Like we still think of gaming as like okay, by the way, like we don't see it. Like people don't even realize how big Twitch is still. But like, we'll I don't know. We'll just get there somehow. But in terms of like games, so like for me, I've like as a result of that, I've like PC gaming has never been big. So like you'll see like a lot of Africans are console gamers. Like I've been mostly a console only gamer since I was a kid, and and PlayStation exclusively at that. So like, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon, unless like I can get Asmon going to send me like a Starforge PC or something, and that's not going to happen. So like, we'll just see. So like, for me, I had to be like super selective with how I get my games, and like, so like my criteria for picking a game was like, it had to be replayable. I had to it had to have like a quick and easy reward system, and I had to be able to play it with my friends, and like it had to be like just needlessly fun and indulge like my desires like as a guy. Like that's why like for me like, and this is going to be like somehow controversial, like the God of War games, like modern God of War games for me, I feel like they're super story driven, and like they've taken away that element of like needless fun and like the indulgence of like being like I okay, for example, like for me, I grew up on the PS2 era, so like for me God of War 2 is still like the best God of War game. Like even though 3 had like better cutscenes and stuff, I feel like God of War 2 really let me indulge in like those desires of like, I remember like the beginning of the game when you're like fighting the, I think it was a Hydra or something. Then like you get to use Kratos's god powers, and he's like, you do that lightning attack, and he's like, I am the God of War, and like none shall defy me. Like, bruh, like that. That's the power fantasy I want. Like, I feel like right now we're just it's like I'm watching a dad fight for his son, and I'm like, this is cool and all, but like, you're not indulging me. Like, you're not letting me feel like a God of War. Like, that's all I'm trying to say. So like, for me, like, even games like when I think of a game like Until Dawn, like most of my homies look at that game and they think it looks good, but like they won't buy it because like I'm not buying a game to watch a movie. If I want to watch a movie, I watch a movie. Like it, me buying a game has to be something that will indulge me and indulge me for a while, because like I have to think of it in terms of the money I have in my pocket, where like I'm not going to buy a game as soon as it comes out, or like immediately, or like without any reviews, or like basically like I really have to be watchful with how I put my money into my game. So like I have to be really selective with how and where which games I want. Even right now, like if I was to show you like my PS wish list on the PS5, like they're very super specific games, and they're like games that like if you look at them you literally think they're only for guys. And like I think that's even though it's like a bit of my of like the result of my culture, but like it's also a part of like who I am intrinsically. Like if I think of the games like I'm looking forward to, I think the best example I can give is like Tides of Annihilation. Like that's a game, when I look at that game it looks visually stunning, and I'm sure it'll be fun to play. But like as a guy, yeah, and this is going to sound sexist, like I already know I'm not going to play that game. Like, as, and I know I can already tell people are like, well, bruh, I'm African. I've been raised like guy shit is guy shit, girl shit is girl shit. Like, there's no way you can change me from that. Like, I'm literally built like that. I'm 24. You can't start. Like, I can tolerate other things, but like, that's not going to change about me. Like, even, and that's not like even arty. It's speaking about me as a person. Like, I can give you the example of like when I started playing Fortnite, because like right now the only two games I play is Fortnite and Smite 2. So like when I started playing Fortnite, like you remember, like you know how like you're given like random skins. I remember this one time, my sis walked in on me playing like with a girl skin, and she was like, "Yo, why are you playing with a girl skin?" Like, and if you heard her tone, it was like judgmental, cause like she doesn't expect that from me. You see, so and that's how like African society is like guy stuff is guy stuff and girl stuff is girl stuff. So like even for me, that's like reflected in my games. Like then there's no game where like I can play as a girl and indulge. Like I've never been a girl. I've never wanted to be a girl, and like so I'm never going to relate to the experience. You see, so like for me, it's a non-starter. Like when I see a girl main in a game, like even for example Wu Chang, like Wu Chang Fallen Feathers, I already know that game is going to be fire. But like it's a game I'm going to have to watch, not play, because I'm not going to indulge. I'm not going to be able to indulge. I already know I'm not going to be able to indulge. Like so, like for me, the games I'm really looking out for is like my favorite one. Like I'm super excited for is like the hidden ones, because at a game like it captures everything that I want in a game. Like for me growing up, my favorite game on the PS2 was Urban Rain, and because like it had the best fighting mechanics. It had this one thing that like I've never seen in any other game, where like you can hit two people at the same time, like with one attack. Like that's something like for me that was creative, and it was like super fun to do with the homies. So like Urban Rain for me was like the perfect game growing up, and like besides that and like Jet Li's Rise to Honor, I don't think there's any other game I can compare to those growing up. Maybe something like Just Cause, and that's simply because it was just mind-blowingly fun. And then like so like for me the hidden ones, it's like you've put those two games together, and plus I've watched the anime, and the anime was like literally one of my best animes out there. I've watched all 5 seasons, and I'm about to rewatch it again. So like that game, I've been following it since like they dropped the first trailer. Like I'm literally waiting for them to release my favorite character, because like, and this is tangential, but like he's like Nanami from JJK if he was a bad guy. So like for me, I'm just super excited. Like it's like the ultimate game for me, man. Like, and I know like GTA 6 might come out this year. There are other games like um and it's weird how they're mostly Chinese games. I'm excited for like Where the Winds Meet, Project Pasiva, Project Triple L, um, so the game Crimson Desert, like Phantom Blade Zero. Like for me, these are. It's weird how they're all Chinese games, but like they're all games that capture my fancy. Like even when I think of Ballad of Antara, like I couldn't believe that game was free, because like if that game is free, like, it means like these Chinese guys are like taking the next step, and like even free to play games will have to have like a certain standard. You see, so like for me, it's just a super exciting time as a gamer, even like as a PS exclusive gamer. Like I know there are games that come on PC and are like they get them early and like stuff like that, but still, like I've never, as an African, I get FOMO, but it doesn't. It really doesn't bother me that much. So like, I can wait for games reviews and like how it does and like how it will look and like updates and like stuff like that. Like I can be patient about it. So like, it's just a good time to be a gamer. Like I don't know. Like and it might sound like I don't have like excitement for westernized games. I kind of do. Okay, like when I think of a game like Dragon Age Veilguard. Like, as someone who loved Dragon Age Inquisition, Veilguard was a real disappointment. Like, I played Inquisition. I finished that game more than 3 times with different characters. Like, I played that game from top to bottom because like that game's story was good. This like the gameplay was decent, but like the main thing about the game was the lore and the story and like your companions and like how you interacted with them. So like when I see Veilguard and it has all this social politics and nonsense, I'm like, bruh, that's not why I'm here. It's really not why I'm here. I'm here to see this dude who became the bad guy from Inquisition, and like, it was just a disappointment. And like, for me, it really kills my excitement for Western games. Like, I remember seeing the trailer for GTA 6 and like seeing like the dual protagonist, and I'm like, I feel like there's DEI coming, and I really hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, because like, don't ruin GTA with that, and because like, I already know, regardless of like the story, GTA 6 will be a good game. Like that's just it's just a given, but don't ruin it with the DEI, please. Just keep it as wild as it was, as like keep just think of keeping the Trevor energy. Like let the game keep the Trevor energy, especially because you're mainlining Florida. Like let the game keep Trevor energy, please. I'm begging y'all, please. Like as in, it's like when I think of like the Western gaming industry, it's like they don't want to give us what we want. Like I don't know. Like when I think of, for example, like when I think of how Astro Boy, it was the game called Astro Bot, whatever game's called, when it won Game of the Year instead of Black Myth Wukong, I was like, bruh, who the fuck plays Astro Bot? Like, but like, I've also been realizing like I've only been watching Amazon Mongol for like 2 years, so like it's really come like as a culture shock to me at how like the like dudes play other games. Like I know that sounds weird, but like it's really a shock to me. Like dudes play gacha games. Like dude guys play like basically like girl games. Like I know that even sounds weird, but like I know you get what I'm trying to say. Like games like even dating sims. Like I remember watching Asmongold play some dating sim, and I'm like thinking, who is this game made for? But like when he showed the Steam stats and like there are actually people playing this game, like it literally took me aback because I was like, I didn't know like there's this whole other world that exists out there where like people are spending money on playing games as anime characters so that they can just look at their boobs and jack off before they go to bed. As in, like, it's just weird to me. You see, like, as an African, I'm not even indulgent enough to think that's possible. Like, it's just funny like that. So, like, it's just weird. Like, and you know, like, for me, as someone who wants to start streaming, I want to introduce Africans to things like this because, like, they'll think it's stupid, but like once they see like there's a community and like there's money in things like that, they'll just let it go. Because like Africans, although we are like rigid and like traditional, we're also very into assimilation. So like if if we can find something that agrees with our morals to some extent, we'll just agree with it and introduce it into society. Like it's never that big a deal. It's why like I think why like when the white people came, they were always like welcomed because like it's never going to be about chasing people. We're always welcoming. Like it's always going to stay the same way. So like we might resist, but like change is inevitable. So like I really hope like when I start streaming, like people will start like seeing all these other games and like other avenues, and like they'll actually start taking gaming seriously. Because like even now when I tell homies, like when I tell like even my like relatives about streaming, they're like, huh, what's that? Like it's like they don't even understand like there's someone on the other side of the world sitting gaming all day, making millions of money a month. And like when you tell them that, it's like a far off dream that like some get like you're just lying to them about. Like it's just so weird. And you know, like for me, like as in, even when I look at my wish list is so long, and I'm like, if I don't start making my own money, like serious money, I'll never get to play these games. Like, and as an extension, like my homies, like, and like even when I think of like my younger sibling, like for him, when I think about his gaming experience, like it's really going to be determined by me, because like I'm the one who's going to have to expose him to things like this. Because like it, African society, the way it is right now, like when we're still not taking these things seriously. We're still thinking of in such a narrow-minded way that gaming isn't really being taken serious. Like that's why like I have like such a huge like emphasis on why I want to stream, because like I just want to expose Africans to this like new side where like they're still not taking it seriously. Like we still think it's so we think of it as like a joke, but when like it's possible to do all these things. Like it's possible to become a successful African streamer and do what like Speed is doing. Like when I watch Speed, I'm really proud of the guy, because like he's showing like black people that like and when I talk about black people, I'm not talking about Africans. I'm talking about black people. I used to showing black people that like you can travel the world and like be respected by other people for things other than your money or like your race. You can just be respectful and just be a human being, and like people will treat you the same, regardless of your skin color, regardless of whatever you're doing. Like that's why like I really like watching Speed and what he does, because he's like he's exploring other cultures the right way without like all the bias and all the extra stuff. He's just there as himself, exposing himself to you guys and you guys to him. So like, and I want to do that. Like I want to be able to do that for like for Africans, because he's doing that for black people. I want to be able to do that for Africans. But that's like, we'll see, because it's like, yeah, like we'll just see. It's just a dream at this point. We'll just see. But then like when I think of like what I want from like modern games, like I was the I seen this trailer for like Blades of Fire, because like for me that was like the idea of a perfect game is like a game where you can like make your own weapon. So like I really want to see what like Blades of Fire can do. And like because like for me that's where the industry should be going. Like we should be thinking of like a game where it's like you take like the mechanics of Elden Ring and like the Nemesis system from like Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor, and like you're able to combine them with like AI in order to like keep generating new bosses and like new levels and like things like that. And like you see, like for me, like why why I think like Crimson Desert will be like okay, might be like one of the best games ever is because like it's able to take the fantasy element of Elden Ring and like remove like the it's removing like the super fantastical element. I don't I think that's the best word I can use to describe it, because like my problem with Souls like is always that you're always fighting like monsters and like e- every now and then they might throw in like a regular dude, but like you're always fighting something that's bigger than you and like tougher or like something like that. But when I watch Crimson Desert, like it's just a human being doing human stuff. Like it just like it makes the fantasy more realistic. Uh, Even though that's like contradictory, but like that's that's how I feel. Like I feel like Crimson Desert, like in its in its idealized form, like that's a perfect game for me. For me, like when I watch the trailer, that's a perfect game. You can literally do anything. You can fly. You can ride a dragon. You can ride a horse. You can like talk to people. You can drop kick a dude. You can suplex him. You can fight him with the sword. Like that's everything I want in a game. Like that's the ultimate fantasy. So like when I think of like other westernized games, I'm like, what are you trying to give us? Because like I'm thinking of a game where like you need to capture me completely, and for me, Crimson Desert does that, and that's rare in western games. Like when I watch western games these days, like there are very few games that I can say that are capturing me wholly, like holistically. Like a game where I'm saying like even without good gameplay, I'll be invested. Like it's that's becoming rare these days. That's kind of how I feel of like the modern gaming industry. Like it's I feel like right now it's all on how the Chinese are doing it because like for them they know how to capture an audience. Like and I feel like westernized games have lost that. And like yeah, I feel like they've lost that. Like they've lost how to like bring me back as like as someone who's looking for just mindless fun. Like they've really really lost me there. And like and it's not like they can't bring me back because like I've seen like a couple of indies and like a couple of ARPGs where I'm like this looks cool, I might try this because I've never been into like 2D games or like platformers, but like these days I look at something like, for example, No Rest for the Wicked. I looked at No Rest for the Wicked. I'm like, damn, I might have to try this because like I tried getting into POE and I was like, bruh, this is too much. And I was like, maybe No Rest for the Wicked because like the art style is more my style. Like I feel like it might be better like for a newbie. So like, yeah, it's not like it's hopeless. I feel like they're just not getting the right people to do the right ideas. Like you're just getting lost in the sauce. Like just go back to making like silly and like just fun games, like needlessly fun games. Like I yeah, I think that's the best words to use. Like go back to making needlessly fun games. Like it doesn't have to be constantly microtransactions because like as an African I don't even spend money on my games. Like I barely spend money on games. Like it's our society isn't that indulgent, so like it's not like I'm going to have thousands of not even thousands, even a couple $100 to spend on a game stuff because I have other things to worry about. Or like society hasn't, not even society, like in an African person's mind. So like in an African person's mind, like spending on a game isn't a priority. Like it's not even close to being a priority. So like it's, but it will get there. Like the more Africa is becoming westernized, like we'll get there. Like in a few years, people will start spending on games, but like it's not right now, and especially not with the kind of games that uh, we are getting. Like you, like I want to go back to like a game like um there was this game that came out that I started playing. It was called Hawked. Yeah, that was the name of the game. So like this game when it came out, like I could I could have suggested it to my homies because it was just a simple and fun game. But after like an update, like they put everything behind paywalls, and like I literally couldn't suggest the game to anyone after that because like the game was, and I think it still is, a free to play game, but like all the good stuff is hidden behind paywalls. Like, why would I even go back? I've never played that game since that day. Like, like your game can't be just a blatant cash grab because like the game was fine, the game was fun, but now it just looks like a blatant cash grab. Like, and like that's really discouraging to someone like me. So like, plus the game wasn't like, if I look at a game, I can't spend money on that game when Fortnite is there. Like, I'm just keeping it a buck. Because even when I think about spending money, I'd rather spend money on skins on Fortnite than spend money on that game. Because, like, I'd just be wasting my time. The game isn't as fun as Fortnite. Like, and I'm just being honest because I know someone spent their time and dedication on that first game, you see. So, like, that's just how I feel. And, like, it's not like uh, even for that game, like it's not like there's no hope. Like even that game is decent enough where like with a few good updates that game could be go from good to great. But like it's just about making the right choices. Like even for me, like right now when I buy games, I still have to be super specific. So like the challenge for other companies is to like fit to that specificity for like for someone like me, because like right now when I think of how I pick games, I think it's not changed from like when I was a kid, even though like I grew up on the PS2 era, and like the PS2 era was like the greatest era of gaming. I still expect like modern games to hold those standards because like I don't want to buy a game and get tired of it within a week. Like that, to me it will feel like I've wasted my money. So like I just don't want that. I want a game where I can play today, have a good experience, and when I play it again, have a different experience, but still have the same level of fun. And it's not about having or increasing difficulty. Like that's why like for me I love Souls games for the story, but like when I suggest Souls games to my homies, it's always like the game is too hard, and I get that because like they aren't there for the story. I'm there for the story. They are there for the gameplay. You see? So like for me, there's payoff. For them, there's no payoff. Like there's no reward system. Like you see, like that's all it's about. Like for me, like I feel like a game should stick to those like I think it's like 4 or 5 rules where it's like there needs to be a certain level of replayability. Like the game needs to be fun, and like for me I'm talking about needless fun where like it's indulging, it's super indulging to like even for where it's like a different genre, like it needs to be indulgent to the genre where like it's fun for the person who's playing that kind of game or that specific type of game. And like I feel like also a game needs to have like uh, okay, for me like i I think a level of like co-op is necessary where like I should be able to play it with my friends or like experience it with other people. So like even if the game is like online or like that's why like I find it weird how like you don't see co-op in like modern games. So like that's why like I feel good when like a game like Split Fiction does so well because like it it's proving the point that games are meant to be shared, like they're supposed to be a shared experience. So like I feel like that should be a part of like a company's marketing strategy where like the game can be experienced by multiple people and it will be a fun experience for all of them, you see. And like I also need to go back to this thing of like a, a game like a game can be a cinematic masterpiece, but like at the end of the day, it still has to be a game. Like I need to like have fun playing it and like be able to indulge my childish desires of like when I think of a great game, always think of like a game like Red Dead Redemption 2 or like Just Cause 3, where like the developer is allowing you to like do anything you want. Like your mind is your cage when it comes to a game like that. You're literally free to do whatever you want, and now the experience is all on to you, because like he's provided a template, but the experience can be anything you want, and like that's how I feel a game should be. But again, that's just for me. It's just for me.